Happy 2026, you nerds. 2025 was a great year for video games. Well, as long as you ignored the rising costs in hardware and developer layoffs from AAA studio bangers like Doom: The Dark Ages, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, Assassin's Creed Shadows, to smaller games like Hollow Knight Silksong, Arc Raiders, Keeper, and the infamous Clair Obscur Expedition 33 that put the whole gaming industry on notice and is undoubtedly the 2025 Game of the Year. There are a ton of fantastic games that I failed to mention, but I feel like there was something for everyone's taste in 2025. And 2026 looks to be slated as another banger year for video games. I'm the bald-headed DBNG, and these are my most anticipated games of 2026. And if you wouldn't mind helping a brother out, please drop a like and subscribe to my channel. I'd be eternally grateful. Now let's get into it. So starting off my list here, we have Replaced. Replaced has been in development from 2018. It was announced by Sad Cat Studios in 2021 and was scheduled to release in 2022. However, it has been delayed over and over again, but you can't fault the development team. They had to relocate due to the Russia-Ukrainian war. But I have been dying to check this one out. I'm a sucker for a Blade Runner cyberpunk universe, and this game checks all the boxes for it. A story about an evil corporation? Check. Flying cars? Check. A dark neon-lit 1980s realization of the future? Check. And a guy in a trench coat with a gun? Check, check, check. The 2.5D pixel look is just gorgeous, and the gameplay will adopt a free-flow combat system that is very similar to the Batman Arkham games, as well as some action platforming. I can't wait to get my hands on this one. It will officially release March 12th, 2026 on Xbox, PC, and will be available day one on Game Pass. Don't sleep on this one. You know, the Star Wars prequels get a bad rap, but they gave us the best add-ons to the Star Wars universe. They gave us the Duel of Fates banger, they had the best lightsaber fights, and of course, there was pod racing.
Lives on the line! The pilots were incredible! Best of the best!
Star Wars Galactic Racer is set to release this year. There was a surprise announcement at the Game Awards last year, and I am mad amped for this one. I enjoyed the heck out of the old school Nintendo 64 game, and I played a lot of the PS2 sequel, Pod Racer Revenge, as well. We are so long overdue for a modern pod racing game. Galactic Racer looks like it's trying to capture the magic of the pod racing scenes from episode 1, and it looks like you won't be limited to just pods this time around. There are swoop bikes that you can race as well, and you'll be able to customize the heck out of whatever you choose to race with. Star Wars Galactic Racer is supposed to be dropping sometime this year and will be on PS5, the Xboxes, and PC. MI6 is blessing us with another James Bond game. 007 First Light will follow a younger James Bond during his early days as a super spy. IO Interactive are the ones developing this game. It only makes sense that they get the keys to this franchise. Their masterpiece, Hitman World Assassin, is damn near a James Bond game anyway. The gameplay trailer for First Light showed off a variety of mechanics we've seen from past Bond games like Agent Under Fire or Everything or Nothing, as well as many other mechanics carried over from the Hitman games. There's car chases, shootouts, open stealth areas, and explosions.
Any sage advice?
And randomly, Lenny Kravitz will be the bad guy in this one. That was not on my bingo card. Nevertheless, this looks like it's going to be a blast to play. Hopefully, if we don't have any more delays, it should be hitting the PS5, PC, and Xboxes on May 27th. Shaken and not stirred. Gears of War E-Day. Gears of War is a franchise that is no doubt one of the mighty pillars of the Xbox brand. In the heyday of the Xbox 360 era, everybody and their mama was chainsawing and shotgunning each other on Xbox Live. The revolutionary third-person cover system and steroid-bound campaigns are burned into my brain. Gears of War E-Day will once again put you in the boots of Marcus Phoenix, accompanied by his best bro Dom, as you take on the alien hordes of the Locusts for the first time, as this is a prequel and will focus on the Emergence Day, the first appearance of the Locusts erupting out of the ground on Sarah and going to war with humanity. This one, of course, is being made by the Coalition and is slated for this year, but no solid date yet. It will be on Xbox, PS5, PC, and will be day one on Game Pass. Playground Games has shown off its next entry in the long-running Forza Horizon series, Forza Horizon 6. We will finally get to tear up the streets of Japan. I have played the crap out of Forza Horizon 4 and 5, and 6 is going to be no exception. They easily nailed the look of Japan, from the tight streets of Tokyo to the bamboo forest countryside with Mount Fuji in the distance. There are a ton of returning and new gameplay mechanics and features, including the ability to buy custom aftermarket cars, new vehicle livery customization, cosmetic tire wear that affects vehicle performance, changing seasons, a customizable mountain estate, an auto drive feature that lets you sit back and enjoy the scenery, a high contrast accessibility mode, open world car meetups, seamless Horizon time attack races, and even a co-op building mode so you and your friends can build custom tracks together. And if that wasn't enough, Playground Games even teased what I believe to be part of the Forza Horizon 6 showcase events, a giant Mobile Suit Gundam that you will get the pleasure to race against in Japan, which is pretty wild to say. This one will be dropping May 19th on Xbox, PC, and Game Pass, with the PS5 version coming later this year.
This is awkward.
Yeah.
Speaking of Playground Games, they also showed off their much anticipated Fable at the Xbox Developer Direct, and I'm a big fan of the first two Fable games. In this new Fable, you will be going back to the world of Albion, and it is fully open world this time. And in true Playground fashion, they have handcrafted a beautiful, detailed world that still has that fairy tale style that Fable is known for. We also got a longer peek at the combat, and it looks promising. Your character can use swords, huge hammers, crossbows, and many spells. The town management gameplay from the old Fable games is returning, and it looks improved upon. You will be able to get a job, you can buy houses, businesses, and you can even be a landlord. You can also date and marry any town person, or two, and have children with them as well. There will be over 1,000 unique NPCs who will go about their lives in Albion as well. The townspeople will have the ability to judge your character's actions within the game's morality system, which won't be a black and white one. The British humor and charm is also coming back with Fable and will have an office-style take on this fairy tale world. Fable will hopefully release this autumn on Xbox, PC, Game Pass, and PS5.
Oh.
GTA 6. Gamers have been craving GTA 6 for well over a decade now, but knowing Rockstar's previous work, GTA 6 will be well worth the wait. Rockstar are the masters of making open world games, and no other studio has come close to matching the level of detail and scale that Rockstar does. This one will take us back to Vice City, which will be in the great state of Leonida, a fictional version of Florida, and will follow two characters, Lucia and Jason, who will have a modern-day Bonnie and Clyde love story. The trailers have shown off the game's great attention to detail, such as huge crowd density, realistic hair physics, and as well as body movements. Rockstar has delayed the game twice, but it is set to come out November 19th, 2026 on PS5 and Xbox. If Rockstar can make this date, I foresee a lot of people calling off sick when this drops, and I for one know the first place I'm going to go to in the game when it comes out. Now, for my most anticipated game of 2026, it comes from another developer that begins with the letter R, and in my opinion is very underrated. Remedy, who developed the heavily Matrix-inspired noir third-person shooter Max Payne series, the nightmare thriller Alan Wake games, the underrated sci-fi time-bending shooter Quantum Break, are developing the sequel to its blockbuster 2019 game Control. Control Resonant is going to continue the story of the fading siblings, Jesse and Dylan, but this time you will be stepping in Dylan's shoes, who appears to be the new director of the FBC and is no longer controlled by the Hiss. Speaking of the Hiss, they have escaped the oldest house and are warping and distorting Manhattan and its residents. I simply love the X-Files SCP-inspired world of the first game, and it looks like Remedy is upping the ante with the scope of the sequel, and they're also switching it up from their third-person shooting gameplay tradition and going for a third-person melee combat style this time. This will be available on Xbox, PC, and PS5. No official release date other than 2026, and I am praying and hoping this one does not get delayed. Well, those are my most anticipated games of 2026, and I'm sure I missed a hell of a lot of other games that are coming out this year. Guys, let me know what I missed and what you guys think of my list so far. I'm DBNG. Enjoy the games you're playing, no matter what you're playing on. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.